Until the next one.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's such a bad way to do it. Oh, God.
Holy hell, we got it. We're in. We're back. HAVU versus Mad Lions. Get all the Diablo 4 conversation, Diablo 3 conversation out of here. 10 seconds. We're going to get this first map underway. The group final.
Yes, it is. Starting on Mirage. I can't wait
this
for
is the group
game.
final of in-game feeders, I believe.
In-game feeders. Yeah, you're right. Did we? Yeah, I guess we did come up with that name, didn't we?
Did indeed.
We're starting on the CT side with Mad Lions on the T side, and they are really well aware that there could be this kind of an aggressive push coming in, so they're stuck really far back. They're actually waiting all across the map, Mad Lions. That suggests to me they've been watching some games, because this is not necessarily the most common way of playing the T side. A lot of the times recently, we've been seeing very fast hits towards the B-bomb side, just, trying to see if they can get in there really quickly.
I think the problem, too, for Mad Lions is that kind of mid-aggression, even if they spot it out and they don't take any damage from it, it doesn't really give them a whole lot of information, right? It just kind of lets them know.
Oh, I'm hearing typing.
I am, too. That's what kind of made me pause in my thought.
That makes me real nervous.
Yeah, it makes me nervous as well. But that mid-aggression just lets them know there's a mass amount of bodies in the middle of the map, so they can actually rotate to A. They can rotate over towards B as well. And we are, as we predicted, going to get a stoppage of play, I would assume. Although there has been some damage exchange, so I'm not quite sure how that's going to work.
Surely they just decide, they just agree that this is the better way to do it. So,
That's a tease.
yeah, a little bit. Almost got us excited, but not quite. Not as excited as we were for the the potential for Diablo 4.
Yeah. I don't even want to go there. I know what your next statement is.
No. I'll leave it alone. It's fine. I've tried my best to convert you. Now I'm doing something else though. I'm converting you to be watching The Expanse. Yeah,
we did finally tune into that. You finally got convinced me to watch an episode last night. I came in about halfway through episode 1.
Yeah, and then which is fine.
It's entertaining.
You won't really miss out on too much in the first opening 3 or 4 episodes. You'll get it all eventually. It's not a big problem. But that is going to be fun. That's good. That's where the fun's going to be.
It's going to be mind blowing. We're going to get you started on West Wing.
Yeah, I've never really. It's one of the shows I always knew I should watch. I should have watched it, but I never did. I have a lot of shows like that. I've never.
Yeah.
You won't enjoy this.
I do too.
Yeah, but I think mine. No, yours are worse.
Yeah, mine are worse.
But I've never watched any Seinfeld.
Oh, listen, we can get you on that train today.
Yeah,
if you want.
I know that's constant disappointment for Henry.
Yeah, you'd really like Seinfeld, I think, as well. That fits your style. It's right up your alley.
All right. Well,
and you're old enough to apprappreciate, some of the jokes.
The references are yeah, the 90s. So that's, I guess that's one of them. The other one, any of the Office, either the American or the British one, I never watched.
Okay.
People always say I should, so I don't know.
Yeah, listen, I enjoy watching The Office, but I don't know.
No? Not that hyped on it?
I was never into it when it was on.
Okay.
I didn't really care about it. It's got insane...
Well, it makes me feel better.
It's got insane rewatchability. So I think that's the big appeal to it right now with streaming services. You can honestly just put on The Office.
Well, if you...
And just have it in the background.
If you're one of the people that you haven't watched The Expanse yet, you should, because it is probably the best sci-fi thing that's been made in the last decade at least. Including everything that has anything to do with Star Trek or Star Wars or anything like that.
You are a Trekkie, aren't you?
Well, not the new stuff, but the old stuff, yeah, and I'll tell you why.
That's the most Trekkie phrase I've ever heard in my life.
I know, yeah, almost by definition you have to say that, but here's what I don't understand, and it's confusing to me because the people who make it surely must be able to to read this as well. But the appeal of any of the old shows was that even though they were in this massive spaceship and had all this cool technology, it was never really the technology or the firepower or anything. They were always the underdogs in some other way, and they always had to solve problems, trying to think their way out of something. Or it was very rarely that they could just, tech their way out of some problem.
So the new Star Trek is
it's all teching your way out of problems, and everyone is a genius.
The Trekkies are teching.
It's really frustrating to watch. It's just there's always someone who has the solution in 2 seconds, and you never have any it's never any worry that they're in any kind of trouble.
Star Trek for the ADD culture.
Yeah, but I haven't watched the. I started actually watching the Jean-Luc one, the Picard, the latest one, and that one I really enjoyed so far.
Oh,
now, I don't know where it's going to go.
The newest one that just came out, the Picard or whatever.
Picard, yeah.
Okay.
That one seemed really cool.
He's one of the original internet memes.
Yeah, of course, for good reason.
It's phenomenal.
Patrick Stewart.
Shout out to YTMND.
Amazing.
Yeah. I got some cool news, though.
Go on.
Well, we're going to head to another break. That's the cool news. We're going to head to a break. We're going to make sure this is fixed, and then we're going to come back when we're ready to go. No doubt in my mind. We'll see you soon.
right. Well, we're going to get into the action. Hopefully this time for real, man. Wasn't just, teasing like last time.
What's up with your Danes, man? Slowing everything down.
I don't know. We're just immediately going to blame them. They literally have a play on HAVU called Slowy. If anyone's slowing things down, it's surely him.
Surely it's that guy.
I kind of, again, I wanted to get this game on the way. I guess tech pauses are better if they're happening before any of the action is going live. But they're actually calling it live right now. So
Have Fun is out there.
Yeah. So let's
both
see
sides.
if Mad Lions are going to be slower, if it's just the tech issues that slow them down. I'm not sure, but they were really waiting. I think they were expecting a push out of HAVU before the game resets.
Yeah, well, they weren't wrong. Remember, HAVU did push 3 players into middle. We'll see if anything changes now that we've had this restart, and indeed it will. 2 players heading to the B bomb site, much more default stand, and Saw playing alone at the A bomb site. He's about to get all the attention, staying back over towards the ticket booth. And now we see the aggression quickly taking over towards jungle. It's all on Zori.
What a cool idea. Yeah, they wanted to push that. And they're going to keep going. They just keep fighting, and you could tell HAVU are not ready for it here. Hoodie going to run out of bullets no matter what. That was incredible.
That's a risky, bold play from Mad Lions to attack jungle and then go through the murder hole. There's about 5 different choke points that could have gotten stopped at.
Yeah, I think it only works because it's so unexpected, right? Like, it's so confusing when you see it coming. You're like, sure. I mean, it's one thing for them to rush jungle. People do the same sometimes with CT spawn, right? But when you keep going, I actually think that's where it becomes kind of hard to read. Maybe you can call out.
Yeah, it's the push all the way to the B bomb site that catches them off guard. Those players rotating into market are just like, holy hell. So it's going to be a pistol round for Mad Lions on this T side. They'll open things up. One of the things we spoke of on the desk leading into this matchup, which feels like so long ago, was that both of these teams, the first time around, it was the T sides that were kind of a struggle. It was the defensive sides that made the stand. So this is going to be interesting to keep track of, to see how Mad Lions does across this opening half, see if they can give themselves a nice advantage going into the second half. We are going to get a pause.
A pause. I was needing that because I think there was a lot happening in that round, so I'm glad that we could get a little bit of a timeout here to just, to talk things over.
What do you think so far of the one round that's been played?
I thought it was a great round. Honestly, we probably spent some time breaking it down.
Yeah.
They put down that one smoke down connector. It was a good smoke.
It was a great smoke.
It worked out well.
Phenomenal lineup. Tactics are on point.
Yeah, and they fired the Glocks a lot and got multiple kills behind it.
They never stopped shooting those Glocks.
They really never stopped, so I think that was good too.
That's what you want to do in a vicious cockfight.
Yeah, exactly. And they ended up, just over at the kitchen, fighting for what was left of the toilet paper or whatever is going on in there. So,
toilet paper in the kitchen.
Well, what
the hell goes on in your kitchen?
There is stuff. Well, I guess it's like, what is it? I don't know, like the paper.
Walk your way out of this one. Paper towel.
Yeah, paper towel. They've got that in the actual Mirage,
which is essentially the same thing as toilet paper.
Yeah, it is. If you're, in an emergency type situation, sure, why not?
Yeah. Better than paper.
Better than paper for sure. But let's not. Hopefully, no one is in that situation just yet. We should probably stop. Maybe we should stop calling it kitchen for that reason. Am I the only one calling it kitchen? I might be.
I think so.
Okay, so I should just stop calling it
kitchen. No, I mean, kitchen works. I think there's still some people out there calling it kitchen.
But why though? There is an actual kitchen up in the B hallways that has like a pot and like a
refrigerator.
Yeah.
There's 2 kitchens. So very, very, very close proximity with each other.
And only one of them is the kitchen, like technically speaking.
Yeah.
I think people call the other one market. Which I should just force myself to do that.
You should switch over.
Yeah. It makes more sense. But the market has paper towels and some other things. So that's what they were fighting over. That was actually the point of this whole thing.
The market has no toilet paper. It's
none
like
of that.
Life. It's all out. It's all
gone. I think it's got like some cleaning products and that's it. Like it's not much going on. You can shoot through the wall of the market though.
This is a good place to pivot. Can you name all the walls on Mirage you can shoot through?
I mean, you can. I think one of the more interesting ones, obviously, is going to be the ladder room. If you look into the window room, but that wall when you're up there, you can shoot through from the middle side, from the T side. You can shoot all the way through. You can do it the other way if you wanted to, but that doesn't really make any sense. You can again, you could shoot if you go towards sort of the far end of the market, and you jump up on some of the shelves that are back there. You can actually shoot through where people do the default bomb plant. You do need an AWP for it, but I think how often people get smoked out there and don't have anything better to do.
Yeah, so you might as well just shoot through the wall, see what you get.
Yeah, and on Mirage, the bomb is there like 90% of the time. So.
Well, listen, we loved that opening round. We can check out some highlights.
From that round?
Yeah, from that round. We're on it. We're on the ball. Quick, look at how fun this is. All the way to market. This guy has no idea what's about to hit him in the face. It's a bullet from the Glock.
It wasn't just that they were going through the...
Those are the highlights of the match.
I'm glad we got that. It's good.
Listen, I've got my coffee. I'm fine.
Maybe we could play some of it in slow motion, and it would, have another effect. He was going. It was Roy leading the charge. He was going very slow. Have you seen people who are quick at jumping through? Like they can do the trick jump through the.
Yeah, they get like the momentum speed.
The hole in the wall, which makes it look great. He was crawling through slowly. Everyone behind was saying, "Please, just go."
Yeah, that's not the place you want to take your time getting through. We call it a murder hole for a reason.
Yeah, people tend to get stuck there. But yeah, I thought it was a worthwhile round that more people should be doing.
Yeah, in fact, can we roll it back one more time?
In case people missed it.
Yeah, just in case someone's tuning in now. Again, heavy push into the window room, in through the murder hole. Taking his time is Roy, and now again into kitchen and or market. I think it's got to be market. There's a cash register there.
No
kitchen has a cash register.
No, it would get very confusing, wouldn't it, if you had one? Then you're operating a restaurant of sorts.
Or maybe you're just like one of those artsy folk who take like common everyday things and turn them into something
like your utensils,
useful. Or like a spice rack, like you hit the button and the spice rack shoots out of the register.
And just pops all the spice right out, like.
Well, the spice doesn't fly out; it just becomes available for use.
Okay, yeah, so, someone has surely done that.
Probably.
But you're right. That could be a thing.
Could be a thing.
Yeah, I think there's some beer in there as well. There's like at least bottles.
It's important to any market, really.
Yeah, but they're like on the wrong side of the counter. So it's like it looks like it's the the cashier that's been operating the beers.
It's very possible. You never know.
Regardless, can we see the round again? Actually, I'm kind of I missed some of what was going on.
Let's make sure we get all the angles. Look at that smoke. It's a perfect smoke. Oh, we even got slow motion this time around.
A small point actually is the jumping around the corner, right? Like, especially with the guy leading the charge, you want to make yourself... it doesn't even matter if you're getting any kills. You just want to make yourself a really hard target to kill.
Yeah, this is a market... You're right. This is a market set up to allow the cash register operator... Yeah, there's paper towel, but he's got a couch behind the register. There's some bleach, it looks like. No Tide Pods.
No. Well, they would have to be locked up behind...
That's
behind
right. They're in the lock casing.
Yeah, that was just one summer, right? And I don't know. Tide Pods had to be locked in for some reason.
They're with the, I don't know if they do this in Denmark. They lock up razors for shaving as well.
Why?
I think it's because they're just one of the most stolen items.
Oh, okay.
Because they're relatively expensive for how frequently you need to use them. I need to use them.
You could steal, you could take a small amount and get away with quite a bit of just overall value. Is that it?
Yeah, well, I guess so. I don't know.
Okay.
I think they just wanted to stop people from stealing them.
Fair enough. I still don't know why have they locked up? Like, what does it accomplish to lock up the Tide Pods? Do you need to? I've never bought some. Do you need to ask permission before you buy them?
Yeah, you need to find an attendant at the store. You don't need to ask permission. You just need to walk up to someone and say, "I'm going to buy them." So it's the situation where
they tell you not to eat them.
They don't want like the middle schoolers coming in. They don't even tell you not to eat them. They just don't want like a bunch of 14-year-olds coming in to buy Tide Pods for the challenge.
But if someone did, would they stop them doing it?
I think if it was like an underage, I think when they're locked up like that, you have to be, of a certain age.
Right.
They don't check your ID or anything, but if it's obviously like a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old, they're going to say no. They did the same with cough medicine back in the day.
Yeah, I remember before that became regulated. That was the thing in Denmark as well. A lot of stress going on in parents' homes.
Actually, I think last time I think it was at DreamHack Malmö. Remember, I was very sick at DreamHack Malmö, as were a lot of people last year, and I had to stop at the market on the way to the store, and they actually checked my ID to get cough medicine.
In Sweden?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the thing, right? Now it's become a Chicago rapper kind of thing. People drinking cough medicine with Sprite. So that's I can't explain to you why that happens, but that is apparently a thing. So
so painful.
We don't encourage it. We think it's a terrible idea, and actually, just there's nothing about it that seems cool in any way whatsoever. but that's part of pop culture now, apparently. So yeah, we have to start locking more and more things up. That just seems to be the way things are trending at the moment. Like maybe eventually, it'll just be everything behind lock and key, and you have to give a reason why
you have to have like a written reason.
Yeah.
Side note.
Here's what I plan to make for dinner.
Toilet paper is going to be locked up next. Toilet paper and eggs.
Yeah. Here's the thought. Why don't we just start locking up these people instead? That seems like a much smarter choice. That's a way to the rest of us who can manage these things can stay. Like we can just go pick up the things.
Okay.
But make it just make it so that you don't lock up any things, but anyone who abuses it or starts acting weird, you just arrest them when they're exiting the store. You say, you out.
Yeah, you're done. You had your chance. You ruined it. You blew it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to fuck it up for the rest of us. Yeah. I think that's reasonable. But they weren't trying to steal anything in the market. They were trying to shoot HAVU in there. And I guess that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
No big deal.
What's is there ever it's a complete change of topic, but is there ever a map that you thought you could bring back from like everyone always Tuscan is always
I was gonna say let's take Tuscan out of the equation when we talk about this.
Also because we've just given up on that, haven't we? Like it's never gonna happen. So
well, I mean, you could even it's the same map essentially, but you could do mill.
Yeah, but can someone explain this to me? I've never figured this out. Someone made this point a long time ago that but they can't make it because
we're fine.
Because Brute was the one that was the creator of it, but then it's originally not him that made the map, so why couldn't they just remake it? Like I never understood this point.
Yeah, I don't either. Like it feels like it should be a relatively simple solution to kind of to get that figured out, which would be great. So I think Tuscan is the obvious one. Mill is going to be in the same boat as Tuscan, considering they're basically the same layout. I always liked this map is pretty old school. I liked CPL Fire. I don't know if you ever played that back in the day. I thought that was a very fun map. I think there were some areas of the map that needed to get cleaned up, especially if you port it over to CS:GO. I think Molotovs would be very, very effective.
It had like a very long, almost like a spiral type staircase that really wasn't like a staircase, but it was like a long, weird place you get stuck on the right-hand side of the map, I seem to remember.
Yeah. Well, it was a very large map that had a lot of very narrow choke points everywhere you went. So I think it would just be a tough map to watch because some of the engagements I think they would eventually just get negated. I don't know. I think it would just have to be a little bit of a smaller map. Some adjustments, but I like CPL Fire. Let's see, what else was there? I always liked Aztec. Here's one. This was my favorite map back in the day. Prodigy. Yeah. Which would be an absolute nightmare with smokes and Molotovs that we have today.
That would be very hard to deal with. Some really ridiculous choke points on that map. But yeah, why not? I mean, it'd be very fun with the hallway where people could sort of jump down the ladder on top of people. That could make for some interesting gameplay with auto shotguns and everything else. Yeah,
the shotgun being used is a new feature that I think would make a lot of maps.
Headset's messing up what little hair I've left. It's rough.
You're having a really tough time with that.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I think I could see that being a thing. Or just new. I'm still never really sure about why we don't have more maps that are being made directly for competitive play. It seems like there's a lot of maps that are being made that are just fun maps, which is fine. I have nothing against that. Yeah. The map contest was just going on, and
the map core one.
Yeah, and Anubis won. I remember I showed you that map.
Yeah, you liked that map a lot.
I did like Anubis a lot. I actually thought it was very cool.
Did you look at all the other maps, or did you just stop there?
No, I just stopped at that. I actually almost said that was weirdly that was the first map that I looked at, and I thought, holy shit, this is actually amazing.
It's very cool.
So I almost ended up judging all the other maps in light of that, but I did look at the rest of them. I just think Anubis was great.
You have a I'm gonna give you a chance. You have a cool piece of content that you worked on the other day. We're gonna play here for the audience. Do you want to say anything special?
No, I'm gonna take off my own headset. No, I'm not even sorry, Smuya. It is. Oh, well,
don't ruin the surprise. Come on now. This is why I can't let you do anything. Anyways, take a look at the Rat King.
In the urban jungle of Los Angeles, human civilization has left almost no trace of the flourishing fauna that once inhabited the coastline of California. But life has a strange way of making things work, even in the most unlikely of circumstances. Rodents are some of the only mammals that have found a way not just to survive, but to thrive in this harsh environment. One rodent seems to be attracted to the flickering lights of electronic screens. He is fast and aggressive.
Smooya will open up and he's rushing through. Still got a couple of bullets. Enough for a headshot.
But most notably is the harrowing mating call with which he courts his intended target.
Smooya's feeling it.
Let's go, Bentley! Nice!
Smooya's still just spanking these kids.
Come pick me, I dare you! Come to me!
This majestic creature
Pick me!
has come to be known simply as the Rat King.
Pick me again, Ralph!
The busy work of competitors in Darwin's great game comes to a crashing halt as everyone breathlessly waits to see if this is simply a false alarm.
Fuck, man!
The silence is broken.
Nice!
There is no point in attempting a direct encounter with the creature known as the Rat King.
Pick me!
What do you have to say for yourself?
I feel like we did a great job. I'll be honest. Monty and I certainly had a lot of fun. So
Yeah, I can imagine.
I think we should hire a jet and fly Smooya back here.
Private jet for an international flight.
Yeah, and it's probably
We'll get Envy on the matter. They can
Yeah.
look it up.
get someone to do it. It's obviously going to be against government regulation, so it'll have to be like a night type mission. And I
Just
know,
airdrop him in.
I'm not sure if Smooya wants to come back immediately, but you know, we'll find a way.
I mean, after that little clip, he might really be ready for it. He's like, oh, these guys are so great. Still calling me the Rat King.
Still doing it. It's amazing. I appreciate it. I think I already miss him.
From rats to lions, we're back. Round 2. Fight.
Well, we're going to find out if we can get things on the way. Apparently, the internet is not feeling so good at the moment, so hopefully it'll be right back on track this time around. Obviously, they did win the pistol round. We did see that 4 or 5 times, so if you missed it, it's your own fault.
And you really missed a doozy. You missed a big one. Dodo underneath in dark. Deagle spamming wildly. Ascilion's going to get the opening kill. And Mad Lion's going to press the issue. Bomb makes its way in. Plenty of cover with the smoke, with the boxes, and with his teammates with their covering fire. Saw is going to go down. He does help Hoodie get a kill, but Ascilion is on a tear. 4 kills in the round for him, and Slowy's got to back away.
It's a cool attempt to try and boost over the box to look for maybe a bomb plan there, but I think it was happening as the smoke was fading, and that just made it less impressive, and Slowy's definitely been found. Acor almost did a double check there, like, oh, wait a minute. It's a rifle sticking out. So that's going to be the round. And, I mean, there was a full investment for HAVU, and they did not really get anything out of it, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, just the 1 kill. That's not enough. They're going to have to sit this round out, and plenty of chances for Mad Lions to grow upon this 2-round lead and this economic lead that they'll have. Good round from Ascilion with the fragging power. 2-0. And in this round, nothing to fight with. 1 nade, 1 flashbang, 1 CZ. That's it for HAVU.
Yeah, so, I mean, the 1 flashbang there, I'm kind of surprised they're not at least trying to take it into middle for a bit of a fight. But they're all stuck at the B bomb side. I guess they could try and, you know, go for an adventurous flash in case there was some sort of rush coming. The problem is, I think even if there was someone rushing the bomb site, it would be the MAC-10 leading the charge with a little bit of distance behind him. So I don't even think they'd get much out of it. I like the middle for these sort of flashbang situations, because you can throw it from inside of the A-bomb site, over the wall and just kind of run in from 3 or 4 different directions.
It just never seems as effective as you'd like it to be.
No, I agree.
Like, if it doesn't get timed perfectly, there's always, like, 2 players far back that are just barely flash, and they just end up wrecking everyone. But it is a nice, cool idea. So is this stack towards the B bomb site? There's actually a pretty decent chance as well. This is where Mad Lions ends up attacking, and indeed it will be. They're heading up Catwalk. They have 50 seconds, so if they encounter too much resistance, they can still back away. And that might actually be the problem for HAVU, is they've had so much success before Mad Lions is actually committed to the B site. So, I mean, this stack might end up going to waste.
Yeah,
Mad Lions could reconsider.
They've already dinked 2 people, and now the MAC-10, though, coming into play, and you must have seen a couple of people there. Yeah, they're going to make it to a run for it immediately. Shush and Roy, though, are very low on health, which is a little bit of a concern. This should not be a round that's even anywhere close to winnable for HAVU at the start of it, but if they get a kill really quickly here, maybe it can.
They needed to catch Shush on the retreat right there to make this impossible endeavor. Asilian with his Galil, 4 kills in the last round. He's going to try and build upon that. Even with the low HP, the positions are just so good from Mad Lions. They've even got a smoke down in jungle that just cleared. Big kill from Roy with only 29 health, peeking into it. Good shot from Slowy as well, but this is all just drifting away, and they shouldn't get much more now.
Yeah, a bit of a cleanup and not losing too many players. That's probably good news overall. Asilian at 5-0, Bubsky at 3-0, but it's still pretty early days here.
Yeah, and the guns are out now. AWP on Zori to start out this 4th round of the CT side, this first rifle round. And that is kind of unfortunate. HAVU got those 2 nice dinks at range on Catwalk. Maybe that stat can actually be effective if those dinks come in later. But they certainly scared Mad Lions away from committing to that B bomb site, from committing into the stack. Double up setup actually for HAVU.
We've seen in the past how effective that can be, especially if you keep it alive for a couple of rounds and just open up with some kills. I don't think Hoodie knows that Bubsky's here, but that can still be lethal for Bubsky to take a peek, and especially if he just shoulders it the first time. Moving up now, the scope, the double scope. He can't even see if he's peeking right now. No chance to do that. That's a rough way to go down. Bubsky could be going down himself. Doesn't have the gun out in time and gets shot in the back. Roy, though, will pick up a kill, and even the follow-up, that's just like a Galil.
Yeah, he should have never won that fight. Saul's going to be frustrated with himself. The A bomb site wide open for the taking. This is going to be another round. The question becomes, how much does Mad Lions want to go for the hunt? They're at least going to secure the plant. And if Shush gets into this position in window room, Slowy's going to lose that M4, or at least it'll be difficult for him to survive the round with it. Priority is on Dodo keeping the AWP.
Yeah, so it kind of works out the opposite of what we would consider to be a good news if you're HAVU, right? You already lost the 1 AWP, could definitely lose another one if you don't
And what's the opposite of good news, Anders?
I'm going to say bad news. I got this one figured out.
Nailed it. Ooh, that would have been a disaster.
Yeah, he's going to run away now, and I don't think he can actually catch him, but a scary round for HAVU, losing 3 rifles, managing to save 2 of them for now. And that is at least something, but... Oh, actually, they'll save the other AWP. That's a pretty good run out of Slowy.
It's a heads-up play. That's why he's risking sticking around in CT spawn to be able to go and grab that. And that's really just difficult. Hoodie never had any idea. Even if he wasn't double scoped, listen, it wouldn't have been a guarantee. Bubsky still would have been peeking slightly into his scope, but sometimes when you're focused on those far angles, a close peek can really throw an opper off.
Kind of impressed by the buy they were able to bring out here, HAVU, considering what it was looking like.
Shout out to the losing bonus.
That does make a difference. Inside of the A-bomb side, we've got Dodo on that 1M4, and then checking out top mid. That's super aggressive. That's Sori alone with an AWP is just pushing top mid. That's so much info to work off of. Let's see if they can get enough people here. They're all starting to get towards the A-bomb side. They know what's coming, and Dodo will win the first fight, taking down Shush. That is so much better. Now it's a 4-on-5, and nice repositioning here for Dodo. He's definitely seen a second player down at the ramp, and he knows what's coming, and they're really getting slowed down here, Mad Lions. This is not a good... Yeah, they need to fall back.
I don't even know if you can. They have no nades. They have 1 HE on A-core. That's it. He's got the AWP as well, but indeed they will fall back, and they're likely trying to do this with some kind of pace. You could see Asilian and A-core kind of readjusting across the map to catch some kind of rotation, but I just don't know if it's possible. This is going to have to be them running the gauntlet. Roy has 1 flashbang. I think they're going to need Bubsky to provide something at the A-bomb site if they want a chance of cracking in here.
Yeah, it could definitely work both ways. Like, he could keep people in the bomb site, but theoretically he could also try and stop people from rotating out if he hears them running But now they've slowed it down, and you could see the reaction. HAVU does go down. Dodo's still waiting inside, so they should know what's coming now, HAVU. They have a pretty clear read of it. I think Slowly spotting out a Silly, and he'll take him down, and that should be the end of the round. Now it definitely is. Good find.
Yeah, I think Mad Lions actually called the adjustment with that one kill from Bubsky. They were going to try and go down the staircase and readjust to the A bomb site, and that was actually their undoing. A little bit too much creativity and back and forth. There was actually a moment where they had a 3-on-1 at the B bomb site, just never fully pulled the trigger on the attack. 8 seconds, and Acor is going to go down before the timer. So HAVU, they sustained. They somehow made it work. A nice strong buy. I mean, it's basically off the back of great counter utility during that A hit.
Yeah, that was working out very, very well. And Kasori had already checked out top mid. They knew that they could afford to rotate quite heavily towards the A bomb site. You saw at the end there, Acor trying to fake out the sound of the scope and force a peek, but heads-up play for HAVU to not bite on that. No reason to lose anyone else. Now they've got a Krieg on their side, and things are starting to look a little bit better.
Oh, here's some mid-aggression. You like this. Saw completely blind. He's going to back away. Cover from the up. Saw is going to survive with the Galil challenging. And now Mad Lions, all they have left is this A hit. They need to pick up the aggression. That needs to be a kill, but Dodo catches Acor with nade in hand.
A little bit of a return. More might be coming. That could have been a nice double spray down if he could have adjusted the aim in time. But a 1 versus 3 now for Roy with the Krieg. And another kill would be brilliant on this time. If he could find a way to have an impact and do some real economic damage, I think that would be the best outcome of this round, short of clutching the whole thing. But that is very unlikely at the moment. Good mid-fight for HAVU in this round. That was, I mean, it almost looked like it was at least going to be traded. Didn't really work out that way. Hoodie will take the fight straight up towards the end of the round. And it will be a second round on the board for the Finns.
2-4 as they make their comeback, and very quickly the money that Mad Lions built up in 4 rounds has disappeared. Roy's got 4,100, Shush at 3,300. Everyone else is sat in the 2,000 range. Small investment coming in for Mad Lions, making sure that they can buy all the AKs and Kriegs in the next.
Yeah, I mean, and, you know, fair play to them. Can't really, there's no really point in going for any kind of a crazy force-up when you know that HAVU have at least enough of an economy to have all the grenades and everything else. I just don't think it's really worth it. Couple of Deagles being picked up by the T side, so could see some Deagle shots come out. That's always a bonus.
They have a nice little mid setup, though. The op covering Dodo. Zori giving him cover as he falls back. So a little bit of stalemate, but Zori's still going to remain aggressive in the window. If he misses that shot, those Deagles will have a chance.
Ooh, wanted to flash him. I think he's already seen the gun barrel there. And they're getting picked apart across the map. This is the kitchen we were talking about.
Yeah, look at the microwave. That's an old school one. Okay, there's an op on the ground that HAVU's going to have to recover, jumping up on the bench into the window, and they'll be just fine. Double op setup is preserved into round 8.
That is such a huge help. Again, they saved it in the round where they only survived with the 2 players, and I actually think that's kind of a big deal all of a sudden, because they haven't had to rebuy it just yet. 8th round going to be starting now, and no AWP here on Mad Lions. Just from a personal point of view, makes me sad. I want to see Acor play with that weapon all the time.
Yeah, I think it didn't really do anything the first time he had it in his hands. He hasn't gotten a chance to put it to use on this T side. Look at this delayed mid-pressure now, pushing out of the connector smoke. That's Dodo and Slowy, 2 of the riflers. And a huge lean towards the A-bomb site. 4 players defending here initially.
Mad Lions going for a run boost into the middle. That's a pretty high jump, and it's not risk-free.
No, but they want to do it because there's been mid-pressure the past 2 rounds, right? They've had an op covering a player pushed up in middle on that mid-ramp, so just wanting to kind of try and negate that. Unfortunately this time, or fortunately I guess it would be, there's no one set up from HAVU to contain middle. It's connector where the battle will be fought.
Molotov at least going to clear that out for now. Pushing up, though, and Hoodie's alone over on this side, so I don't mind that he's playing that forward. I think that's great in terms of getting the information. He's got to be very careful, though, that he doesn't get himself killed somehow, because then there's no more B defense. 45 seconds, and it looks like Mad Lions want to try and see if they can crunch that A-bomb site with Roy lurking around over at the Palace. Might be tricky, and they're running out of time very fast at the moment. Dodo goes down, and so does Zillion. Nice shot from Slowy. Can't believe you could actually see that, and they're being held back here. He knows. He definitely has the right idea, Slowy. That's some heads-up play, even just checking for it. 25 seconds. It's time to make the way in through connector. With the bomb, and feels like it's going to be way too slow. Still at the ramp is Sorry waiting as well with the AWP, and he sees the top of Roy's head, takes him right down. That follow-up maybe should have been a kill. 10 seconds now, and they'll take down Saw. I can't believe it.
No, that might have been an unnecessary fight from Saw. Hoodie was not in position to help out whatsoever. Transitions to the AK-47, 1 versus 2, and it's doable. Just narrowly misses the chance on A-Core. Now it gets so much more difficult. If Mad Lions play this intelligently, if they play it smart, there shouldn't be a single chance for Hoodie to win it. No smoke for the bomb as well. He's got to find both kills, and not even going to get one. Not even going to get a glimpse of any of the Mad Lions players. So 5-3, a 2-round lead for Mad Lions.
Good time for them to put a little bit of a break on HAVU, because their economy is actually building at a really ridiculous rate. I'm so shocked that, first of all, that they didn't get that second kill with the AWP. It looked like Sorry here was in position too. I mean, the shot was so on him. It actually looked like that should have connected. Kind of spiraled out of control in a position where maybe it shouldn't have.
Yeah, I think there was, I mean, to nitpick a little bit, there were some fights that didn't need to be taken by HAVU in that later stage of that round, especially considering the timing with Zori missed that second shot was, what, 13 seconds on the clock? Could have played that a little bit differently and used the time as a teammate. Mad Lions wanted to pressure the B site, but they're going to back away.
Kind of want to see where Cillian was going to throw that smoke. I'm getting annoyed now.
This is an important round for HAVU. They are out of money. That double op setup very expensive, and they've gone back into it. Getting cleaned out this early in the half would give Mad Lions a pretty decent lead.
Yeah, I mean, 5-3 is already a good start, a good way to build. But you're right, if they could tick up this round as well, they probably go all the way up to 7 before HAVU could make any kind of a real appearance once again. Inside of the A-bomb site, just 2 people holding it. That's currently Saw and Slowy. And one of these, well, the AWP has to do a lot of work in this one. Wow, he could have been dead already.
Yeah, that's a risky jump. He's going to go back for more. He's got the first kill. Good timing on that, and just dips away. Flashbang out from underneath the balcony. Saw patiently. That's a perfect flashbang on an A-Core, but he can't get the kill, and that's heartbreaking. HAVU is desperately trying to hold on to this round. It's a 4-on-3, but their HP is low.
And look at A-Core. A lot of discipline in this one. Not going around the corner, just trying to hold it for the bomb to go down. Now he's very close. They don't have a flashbang or anything. They have a Molotov that could actually block off 3 people, but it goes really, really far. Lands all the way up by the palm trees. That is not good enough. And Roy will try and make up for it with a headshot.
Oh, no.
Cillian flanking in, and he's still alive. Almost with the kill. There it is, and that boxes in the last AWP, and they'll win the round just barely. What a ridiculous turnaround. It looked like HAVU had that one.
Yeah, actually, the double op setup just betrayed HAVU. Both of their initial players over at those staircases in CT spawn were the oppers, and they couldn't really do anything. Even when that third player arrives, it's so hard to pull the trigger on that retake with the 2 ops. They're waiting for the peak, waiting for the mistake from Mad Lions, and it just never comes. Good effort from Slowy early on. It's this kill right here. I think this was the round changer. If Saw wins that fight, the ops can remain aggressive and peek deep towards the top of the A ramp. Unfortunately, not to be.
Looked to me like it was about to go out of control when they failed that Molotov, because that would have actually blocked off like 3 people. So, regardless, a bit of a trade here early on as they do lose Bubsky, who's otherwise been playing a pretty good game up until this point. So, a little bit of a shame they had to run into the CC there. But if they can't make these deals work, then the Danes, they're kind of going to be running away with this first half a little bit.
Yeah, 7-3 is going to be the scoreline going into the next round. Unless Zori does something mental. Dodo's here as well, so at least they have 2 players. Zori could actually take attention away. There's the first kill, can't find the second. Now, almost impossible for Dodo. And Roy is going to pre-fire the angle. Perfect shot.
Yeah, nice little peek there. Taking him right down. 7-3 in favor of Mad Lions. Took a while to get this game out of the way, but Mad Lions were apparently not losing any energy in all of that. Still feeling pretty good.
Yeah, they're ready to go. And this time, HAVU can't afford the double op setup that they want so desperately. In fact, they can't even afford one. So the reset, the economic reset is brutal.
11th round. Back to that mid-aggression, which I still kind of like. I mean, it's worked out for the most of the time. You could see Mad Lions have always decided that we're just going to wait. We're not going to go and fight straight in the middle. Let's just wait it out and see what happens. Sorry. Could be walking in at a good angle. Flash through, and he'll get traded right away. But that was a nice idea. I like this aggression out of the CT side.
I think the tough part is the one-for-one nature of it is going to spread the defense thin, especially considering the nades they have to work with. One Molotov, one smoke, one flashbang for the rest of this round. Again, Saw in dark underneath the balcony, going to have a huge role to play. Bubsky turns into a lurker as the main point of attack will be up the A ramp. And with missing a player, with missing some personnel, Dodo's going to have to turn his attention towards that A bomb site to help out, so he can be exposed if Bubsky gets aggressive.
Saw's in a position that could easily get Molotov'd out, and often is, so he's not even going to do that. They're just jumping right through. That's a lot of confidence, and Shush will take the kill against him. Now it's a 3-on-4, and backup is coming, but the problem is there's a flank in middle. Bubsky, he's going to be able to shoot them in the back, and they have time to wait for him as well if they want to. 30 seconds, coming through the edge of the smoke. That's the bomb down, but Bubsky's just a kill away from finishing the round. When the smoke goes down behind Slowy here, he's in a lot of trouble. It'll be Shush instead, and that leaves Hoodie. Oh, 1 versus 2. He gets the 1 kill. He's a bullet away and a headshot on Shush. That's a nice clutch. That should have looked like, again, it should have been around here for Mad Lions, but somehow they turn it around, and I don't know, I actually thought Bubsky was going to be able to do way more in middle there. Yeah,
I think that he couldn't find a way to get involved, right? There was still a smoke in towards Connector. That smoke actually negated the fact that he could really do a whole lot to help out, and I think you're exactly right. That's a round that Mad Lions probably should have never lost. I think they just sped it up a little too much. They could have paused in that 2-on-1. They could have waited a little bit longer. There was still 20 seconds on the clock, but hard to make those calls in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, it's a little bit of stress maybe, causing them to just make a minor mistake, but the consequences were certainly there. HAVU win the round, but only with 1 person alive, and that can at least be a problem.
Yeah, the money is still an issue, and again, it just goes back to the talking point of one more reset in this half, and it's a disaster for HAVU's defense. And remember as well, this is the CT side was the one where both of these teams made their mark in the first series when they played this map. So Mad Lions having a good T side 7-4 is actually a perfect start.
Yeah, it's looking very good at the moment. Although I will say, it is a bit strange for a team to generally, I mean, especially teams where there's the roster changes, they just always seem to be better on the T side. So the fact that it was more CT-sided last time was almost a little bit out of the ordinary. Is that like a smoke for window? Or what is... I really want to know.
We're about to find out, Anders. There's the toss. Ooh, threads the needle.
That's very, very cool. Landing right in the middle of the bomb site.
You are very turned on.
Yeah, I enjoy these things. Maybe too much.
For those of you who don't know, that's basically foreplay to Anders.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's if you ever want to get my attention, that's how to do it. Oh, Saw. A-core actually there with the Deagle. That could have also been a little bit risky. It's a cool idea with the push-up, especially with the MP9, but a double kill would have been so good. A minute on the clock, and I'm not sure what were they wanting to do with that smoke, though. I love the smoke, but...
Yeah, they didn't really use it for anything. It did pull Slowy away from middle. He rotated over to the B bomb site pretty quick.
It can't just be all foreplay, Jason. There's got to be a follow-up to it afterwards.
Yeah, otherwise it's just blue balls.
Exactly. That's how I feel right now. Where are we going with this, Mad Lions?
I don't think they really know.
They seem confused.
This is where I want to see Mad Lions have some kind of an improvement. With the change of leadership, it's these mid-round calls. It's when you've hit some adversity, when you've gone for the one-for-one trade. How do you adjust? Just look at all the utility they have, though, for this set piece. Double Molotov, bit of a miscommunication there. Bubsky jumps out first. There goes one player. Dodo still hiding and waiting, and Bubsky checks everything. This is going to be all the money. These last 2 HAVU players need to back away. They must have this Krieg and Famas for the next round.
Yeah, that's absolutely essential. I don't know. We could do like a you know, hindsight kind of, you know, retroactive analysis of this round and have it make perfect sense. But I really feel like Mad Lions weren't, I don't know. Hard to say. You put 2 smokes at the B bomb site, then you wait for another 45 seconds, and then you decide to go and do a little bit more. It just doesn't feel to me like that was going to be the plan. I think they probably had some other idea, but then they ran into Saw in T-spawn, and they thought, all right, guess we're just going back to B then. Something like that.
Back to the B bomb site we go.
But definitely very confusing, wasn't it?
That's a pretty important round. Both teams were at the edge, or at the last buy of their economy. It's HAVU who comes out on the losing end of it. 8-4. 3 rounds remaining in the half.
He put him down very quickly.
I really like, you mentioned the mid aggression. I just like the aggressive plays from HAVU, not only through mid, that push from Saw all the way through T-spawn, you know, originated by a double push into Palace, which I'm a huge fan of that. I love it when teams double push into Palace. That's a very cool piece of CT aggression. And now Mad Lions get to play against 3 upgraded pistols, still the Krieg and the FAMAS to worry about. Zori's got the FAMAS, and he's alone at the A bomb site. He'll start feeling some pressure. There's some smokes put up, and that's going to bring out counter utility. And HAVU cannot afford to spend this much. There's a smoke and a flashbang going down. That is completely useless because Mad Lions didn't press the issue.
Yeah, so kind of, this is, I mean, it's obviously on the other side of the map, but this is what they did in B the last time around. Put in 2 smokes, waited around for a long time, and then eventually showed back up at the A bomb, or at the B bomb side last time, but it looks like they're going to go A this time. So what they do is obviously, as you said, force out a lot of counter utility from the HAVU side, and they have almost nothing left here. 3 flashbangs to try and set something up with. Slowy and Sori basically playing on top of each other, which is fine if they want to try and see if they could push this against Roy. He's got a grenade in hand now. The timing against him is so good, and that'll give them the AK-47 up there. And they kind of have to keep going now. 45 seconds. Asilian a little bit worried about that. One of them hiding inside of the smoke on the bomb site itself. I think that's Saw inside of it. Oh, and he can't see anything. Firing that gun. I'm shocked that he's still alive, but now the flank is coming back out from the ramp and also up from the hallways. This is confusing. Mad Lions have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, they all right, they're wiped out of the map. None of them ever had any read on where HAVU actually was. They knew 2 players in Palace. Took so long getting up, but even though Saw kind of, you know, I guess he muffs the play a little bit hiding in the smoke, it still ends up just causing so much confusion. Asilian had someone flanking from underpass. He had someone in the smoke in front of him. I mean, that was actually a really weird way for HAVU to box them in.
I mean, I guess there's only so many calls you can register as a player, right? You're like, there's 2 pushing behind us up in the hallways while there's someone in the smoke, and also watch out for CT spawn. And like, okay, great. And
that little map you're putting together in your head, that visualization of where they are, just that's a lot of different pieces, moving parts. Slowy gonna eventually go down. Roy's got that kill. Good trade from Hoodie. A battle deep into the B tunnels. And I think that round from HAVU might have just saved this map, or given him at least a chance, as Mad Lions was set to have a huge lead going into the half number 2.
That was a massive fight for Hoodie to win. I'll go down in this. Otherwise, they would have actually had the bomb side with that smoke. Again, the same smoke from Asilian, thrown from T-spawn. So they would have had a pretty good position there. Asilian now instead in a 1 versus 3. And very, very low chance that you could do much of anything in this kind of a round, and it's already been shut down. Yeah, I agree. That really changed a lot, that previous round. 6-8 now.
What a turnaround for HAVU. Not able to win the half, obviously, but close as possible. And considering where this once was and the implications of losing that previous round, that this half could have been a huge nightmare for HAVU. So here we go. They're the ones with the advantage. They are the ones with all the weapons and the nades. AWP back in Zori's hands. The double up setup early on in this half actually did nothing. It's been even mostly without an AWP at all that HAVU has kind of built this small streak.
What a fantastic smoke to set up the one-way now. Mad Lions had one of their own, and I wonder if they know they're hiding inside of the same smoke in middle. Now they've traded places. This is so ridiculous, and Dodo is not looking for it at the moment. He's just walked past. Saw goes down, but look at where they've got Bubsky. They've got the bomb side as well. No one is ever going to be checking for this. It's just so unlikely. And Dodo, no chance at all. He goes down. He's going to have to watch the demo to figure out what's going on here.
Yeah, and actually even picks up another Molotov to put in towards jungle. That's going to slow down the retake. This is going to be so difficult, near impossible for HAVU. Shush behind the smoke, just waiting patiently for the reload. And now he's jumped through. He's got 1, and there's another to deal with. Slowly drops off, and it's now Bubsky. 1 versus 2. First kill and the second. The turnaround is there, and it's just perfect. Mad Lions scraped together a 9th round.
Yeah, that was amazing. It actually looked like they were going to win that round again, maybe even more, but it had to be Bubsky to save the day.
Yeah.
He had a great first half, I think 12-9 or something like that on him. So you have to love it. We're going to go to a quick break, and then we'll be back with the second half. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back, everybody. Ready with the second half finally. How do you feel about the first half?
I liked it. That was a back and forth brawl, and I think each team, there was a couple of rounds that you feel like are just crushing rounds for a team to lose. A lot of Deagle round lost here and there, but both teams won one or two. So I mean, it kind of evens out in the end. Let's see what Mad Lions defense has in store. I think HAVU did a great job of pulling off some miraculous wins that kept him in this game whatsoever.
Yeah, they could have been much worse, it really feels like, but I like this aggression coming out from Shush. He's already been spotted. Ooh! The revenge!
Dodo is so mad.
Yeah, he would have to be. And that actually, I don't know, it's so confusing. They know he's low. They know that he was already goosh, so they could figure that much out, but still you have to worry about it.
The problem is, ooh, this is a big fight, and I can't get out of the murder hole, and that lures Bubsky into the battle. Slowy wins it, and this gets so difficult. They have to know that he's still here, but just his presence requires them to keep an eye on the flank.
Very, very important shot coming up from Roy there. Otherwise, maybe they could have been in even more trouble. Acor will execute Saw, and now Hoodie waiting on the other side, and he'll win that fight. Still a 2-on-3, and the bomb has been planted for a little bit. Nice shot from Slowy, and he can play this game for a long time with them. I don't know how they're going to defuse the bomb when it's so out in the open. Roy going down next, and Shush, he should have no chance. He's going to get one kill there, and he has a kit, but again, he's so exposed here. He almost has to just pray that Hoodie doesn't actually show up. And oh no. Nice turnaround. He actually has the 5 seconds on it. I think he barely has it. It was so close. Shush with a triple.
He deserves it, though. Those were 3 incredible shots. The last 2 with very low HP. You got to feel for the man. Less than a second away from winning that round.
I don't know. That was, less than 0.3 or something.
I mean, again, though, like this is kind of a good example of what's been going on in this game. I think both of these teams have been like, if you clean up the post plant for each of these teams, I think they'd be doing a lot better. There's been some like questionable situations where one team has a crazy advantage and it just like slips away due to a couple like small, maybe not even mistakes, just like small like over aggressive decisions, and I think that's helping to kind of seesaw this game a bit.
Yeah, it's going, a little bit back and forth at the moment, but with that pistol round being won, HAVU are suddenly in an interesting position. They can definitely run it back. We'll see how long it takes. I mean, what happened to HAVU when they were on the CT side, right, is when they finally actually got an investment, they went for that double op and they kept it alive for a long time. I don't know if Mad Lions want to go that same route, but I think certainly one question will be how long before Acor picks up that AWP. That surely is going to be important.
I expect Acor to have a much bigger impact with the op in this second half on the CT side than he did on the T side. The ops had really no presence at all in the first half.
Yeah, it was very limited, right?
Even the double op setup that HAVU brought out on their defense was backfired. Like, didn't do anything positive.
Yeah, they kept it alive, but not getting all the entry kills or the opening kills that you would really want from it. So I kind of agree. Strangely, not what you would maybe expect here. 17th round, and they do have 3 Deagles, a CSET 75, and somebody dropped a scout for Roy. I don't know who that was, but always good to have a friendly teammate.
Yeah, I would imagine it will. Yeah, I have no idea. I would imagine Bubsky. Ooh, that's a great shot with the Deagle to open things up. There's a stack here. There's 4 players, and HAVU's even more committed. That could have been a kill. That could have been massive. And Zori now with an angle into the B bomb site, but there's so many targets, and they're starting to back away from this hit. But enough players are sticking around, especially Zori, that no one from Mad Lions can actually rotate over to the A bomb site. They can't rotate to the other side of the map.
No, only Acor has shown up with that scout from earlier, and he's going to have to do a lot right here. He actually gets the tag in on Slowy. Again, he's so mind-blowingly fast with any of these sniper rifles. You got to be really careful. They should be getting a bomb plant. Bobsky going down, and Dodo winning both the fights long range, and then going for the bomb plant, and that'll take him right down. That's a good recovery from HAVU. That could have spun out of control for them.
Yeah, both teams going with that B stack in the second round, and both attacking teams actually heading up catwalk and then encountering way more resistance than they wanted and falling back to A to find the victory. So both teams adjusting that very, very nicely in the face of adversity. Still a 1-round lead for Mad Lions.
And they're back to just pistols. They have the one flashbang. Let's see if they want to go to middle. Bubsky's running the A-bomb side. That's always a good sign that that's exactly what's going to happen.
The old Anders strategy?
Exactly, yeah. So please make it work, guys. We've been talking about it for a while now.
Well, it's going to get exactly... You mentioned it. You loved it. of throwing the flashbang over the wall from that A bomb. See, again, you have to hold your nerve if you're going to stack like this for Mad Lions until they're close enough, and unfortunately, Asilian's just going to go down for free. I don't think this flashbang is going to have any impact.
Well, now you can't even really run in the middle, can you, without running into anyone else? Sorry's just going to continue. They are really needing that grenade right about now, but there's almost no way for them to know it. Finally, they're going to try and set it up, but Sorry's just punched all the way through. It did nothing at all.
That's the problem. You're trying to hold it to be the perfect flashbang to win you the round, and instead it just takes too much time and you never get to use it. 9-9. We're all tied up.
Currently, Slowy playing a pretty good game. He's got 19 kills, leading the board at the moment for HAVU, and in fact leading the server overall, so good recovery right now for the Finnish side. They've got to be pretty excited about it. And the question is, oh, actually, it will be straight into the double up for Mad Lions as well, so they kind of take the same route.
We'll see if it pans out a little bit better. Bubsky going to be posted up on the van at the B bomb site, allows Asilian and Roy to work together on Catwalk. Acor has his at the A site. Ooh, first pick for Bubsky. Gonna smoke himself off, so that gives that actually removes a line of sight for him. It would allow them to be aggressive still towards the B bomb site if they wanted to, but HAVU gonna shy away from it. So mid control is kind of theirs. There's presence. They haven't really moved all the way down the ramp to encounter someone like Roy in the window in the ladder room, Asilian on Catwalk, and then you have Acor to set up a crossfire from far, far away with the AWP in the A bomb site.
This is, I mean, when you buy this double up, right, that's the dream. That's what you're hoping for, is that you get one of those kills, you know, early on, and there's just no threat from anyone returning it. You can just fall back, and if you get one more, then you could start to really build something behind it. They are, what are they doing? They're walking on top of each other towards the window, try and jump right in, but Roy was there to catch one, and even a great follow-up. That should be the round. Now they just need to keep the rifles alive here for Mad Lions, but this is a rough start for HAVU all of a sudden, because, again, that double-up setup, as long as it's alive, I think they're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Zori's found himself in window room, and he might just want to save the AWP. His team is going to be able to buy again. He's the lowest money on the team, $50. So you might as well just sit in window room. You know your squad's going to have enough cash to buy, and keep the AWP, and you'll have a perfect buy in the next round. That's exactly what he's going to do, hopefully. Now, the dangerous part for Mad Lions, if Bubsky just somehow just pulls a knife out and just says, screw it, starts like just moving into a safer position that he thinks is safer, he could walk right into Zori and lose the AWP.
Yep. Oh, it looks like he's falling back the other way, so he should be all right in this one. Not going to be able to find him. The AWP will stay alive, but it's another round for Mad Lions, and I think even more importantly, they don't lose a single player.
Yeah, that money builds up very quickly, and you can have all the nades in this round, so things are looking good for the Mad Lions defense to get started. After losing the pistol, of course.
And now the question slightly becomes, how long can they keep it going for? Not losing any of them. Sorry, trying to see if he can get a quick fight there. Actually, if he goes back for it, it might be a little bit of trouble. They're changing a lot of grenades to try and see if they can win the battle for middle at the moment. And look at Slowy just speeding it up in here. Missed opportunity for Bubsky, and he's going to make sure that they don't chase him around the corner, which is definitely not what you want to experience.
No, but there's a chance for a lot of confusion in this Mad Lions defense. They have 3 players over towards the B bomb site, and with that missed shot, they have to you know, give up a lot of ground. And look at the spacing that Hoodie's found. He's being bold, and this is with the bomb as well. Oh dear, Hoodie has made a play for his team to get them situated. Mad Lions is in so much trouble. They still have no idea. Still 3 players at the B bomb site because Slowy is maintaining presence.
Yeah, and even with that kill, they're actually still in trouble. This is the weird thing. You would have thought that would have been enough now. At least it's the AWP that's been put in place. It's Acor that's here, and he will get punished. Nice reaction from Dodo. Otherwise, that could have been really bad. Roy goes down, and Sorry with a good double kill. And that is definitely the round. Shush and Asilian need to find a way to just escape at this point in time, I think.
I feel like this has just been a theme of us watching Mirage lately, is the CT side giving up so much space. This is like, we watched Dignitas yesterday do this as well, and it was very confusing. But again, another team is able to just walk up connector, get control of jungle, window room, and the A bomb site essentially for free.
Yeah, and what I almost like, though, is that when HAVU were giving up the mid control, it was because they were maybe losing the mid fight, but they really went for it. A lot of teams just never really even show up for the middle in any relevant way. I mean, I guess the problem is there are just so many grenades to push you back, right?
Yeah.
You smoke the window, you Molotov the connector,
No.
and then you smoke top connector. You just keep pushing them back.
But this was actually Mad Lions with a 3-man stack at the bomb site to start things out. I don't even mind that. It was Bubsky with the off angle on Catwalk with an AWP. Misses his shot. And from there, you expect, you've lost mid control as Mad Lions. You know they have control of Catwalk. You know that's going to give them control of underneath window. But there's no adjustment or rotation in those 3 players. You keep those 3 players at B, and you don't have enough to defend the rest of the map.
A bit of a risk, definitely. I mean, it's obviously great to have those 3 people in the B-bomb site if the rush is coming.
It's looking like it might happen again, unless these 2 players fall back from mid right off the bat. Again, you have A-Core playing a retake with an op at the A-bomb site, but there's going to be so much utility in smoke. How does he expect to have any kind of an impact? Look at that smoke wall. He can see nothing. Has to be over-aggressive, and he gets a kill out of it. One more for A-Core, jumping on the box. I take it all back.
He's so hard to stop when he's in this mood. Gonna try and see if he could do it again. He's not afraid. Jumping up. One more kill, and that's the ace. Absolutely disgusting.
All right. Play retake with A-Core all day long. I don't care anymore.
He is. I think he just might be one of my favorite players to watch.
What's wild about that performance from A-Core is that's literally the only part of that A-bomb site where HAVU had any danger. They had the smoke down on the staircase. They had an entire wall across the bomb site. They had one towards jungle. They had flashbangs coming out. A-Core was the only one who could punish them in any way, and he had to overextend so far to do it. I'm just surprised HAVU didn't have anyone watching for that jump up over the smokes.
Yeah, you could even argue because they created this really nice little room where they could put the bomb down in.
Yeah.
And they were like, we'll create a smoke wall, and then we'll try and flank out next to it. So kind of negating. I mean, obviously the first kill he took over the smoke, but then they kind of kept going for a while there. Yeah, I don't know. That would have been interesting to see what would have happened if at least the bomb would have gone down in timely fashion there. Slowly getting dropped, and sorry, still landing some kills with the P250 at least.
And the B bomb site is kind of open. Asilian is overexposed, but he hears the footsteps. That's the bomb. There is a player in the B site. That's Hoodie, but he's going to have to go back for the bomb, or he lets his teammate do it as he gains a new foothold. Spots one in the market and can't transition to Asilian quick enough. Should be the round done and dusted.
Yeah, definitely an opportunity here to, I think, do much more damage, or maybe even win the round, I think. But, yeah, some missed timing, and that'll happen. Can't blame them too much for it. Good triple for Asilian. Mad Lions will pick up another round 12-10. And we can rewatch that ace, though, from A-Core.
I would love that. This makes me so happy. So this is what I don't understand. Not a single, that kill maybe that comes out, right? But you should be watching for that. Slowey gets beat to the punch. Everyone else is just way too exposed, and oh man, I mean, it's great shooting from A-Core, obviously.
Yeah, he is something else. So, gonna start to make his way down the stairs, but there's 2 people waiting for him down here, and this is a bit dangerous. The AK-47 will pick up one, but a good return kill. But how does he get out, Bubsky? Being challenged inside of the fire, and I can't believe he's still alive.
He probably can't believe he's still alive. Asilian overextends off Catwalk. He's punished by Zori. And Bubsky still hasn't made it out yet. Smoke is going to go up for his teammates. Oh, Zori knows exactly what's coming, but misses the shot. That's a lot of resources used to get Bubsky out of danger.
Yeah, leave no man behind kind of scenario. Dodo, I don't know if he's seen the gun barrel, but Bubsky's going to be walking into sudden death. How is he still living?
Why is he taking that fight?
I just don't even know. And I agree. He should not be taking it.
Well, the nice thing is, 2 players from Mad Lions still sticking around at this A bomb site. A-Core is one of them, and this is where the last 2 remaining players of HAVU are going to attack. So a 2-on-2 here, as Bubsky with low HP is going to park himself in the B site. And you're going to rely on A-Core in this situation. No flashbangs used. You don't want to give up the game if you're HAVU.
Could have been very bad timing. It looked like Sori was about to just, completely beat him on timing. Bit worried about whether or not someone's coming down the ladder. Sori sneaking in from the one side. Yeah, that must have been seen. And a good kill and a good follow-up. I don't know. That was The timing could have worked out completely opposite, to be honest.
Yeah, the timing's unfortunate for HAVU, but also, I mean, the problem is you just, like I said, you can't use nades because you're trying to like have some element of surprise. So even if you use flashbangs to try and clear out dark, that's such a difficult position to clear out in the late rounds if you're not using a Molotov, if you're not using nades, whatever it might be. You know, if the Opera is using the flashbangs to kind of try and get into the A bomb site, then you're calling the third player back on rotation, and HAVU just didn't want that to happen. So losing the 2-on-2 engagement, and they're down 3 rounds with just pistols.
Yeah, it's not looking good. Now, they did just try and triple grenade the window in middle, which I think is a cool idea. Didn't have anyone there to receive them, and now Shush is going to get a grenade kill and a follow-up, and it's all falling apart in this round. Not any real danger. And this is going to help out the CT side economy to such an extreme degree that it'll be very hard to find a way back into this map right now for HAVU. They're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, this takes a lot of weight off the shoulders of Mad Lions. The fact that they have 1 to 2 buys in the bank at this stage in the game, round 25, they only need 2 more rounds to win to close this map out. 4 Kriegs picked up by HAVU.
Always helpful, unless you lose them and give them to the CT side. Then it can kind of backfire in a big way. But they need everything they can get right now. Some aggression, A-core, making the jump over. Again, it's not just his aim, his movement is actually something that's really worth checking out. Definitely top of the world, I would say, even in that department. Asilian, seeing the danger, ducking for the flashbang, but they're right on top of him. A-core will turn around, get the 1 kill, and a good follow-up. And yeah, he can keep doing this if they come for him. Saul wants to open up on the other side, but is it going to be quite enough? They already have a pretty clear read, I think, of what's coming in. They can hear the falling back. I think A-core could even hear them running behind him up there, so they might already know.
HAVU's got to be like, why the hell is A-core at the B-bomb site this time? They probably called that strategy just specifically to get away from him.
Why is he at the B-bomb side, and why can't he miss a single shot?
Yeah, well, the nice thing is HAVU's finding so much success just coming up connector. Bubsky's going to have a big job to do because the rest of Mad Lions haven't been able to rotate. This position from Saw is really, really powerful. If Bubsky can stop the plant, though, look, there's no more nades. It's a last smoke that HAVU have. Bubsky could go for the spam. He's out in the open. I don't think he's going to stop the plant, but he's going to get the kill. 4-on-2 retake for Mad Lions.
Yeah, even that kill, super valuable, making it very, very tricky. A-core missing a shot right there that even looked like it was going to be slightly easier. Hoodie and Saw, they're going to need to win a bunch of consecutive fights here to even make this work, and they're being flanked up through the hallways as well here at the A side. Smoke, oh, that almost looked like it could have been stopped, but once it's up, yeah, they're in trouble. Saw getting finally taken down by Asilian. And they're going to have plenty of time for the defuse as well. 15 rounds on the board from Mad Lions.
And that retake took a long time to come to fruition, but for good reason. It worked out perfectly. It's now 5 straight, and 6 of the last 7 rounds going to Mad Lions. They've really taken control of this CT side off the back of A-core's opping. He's 21-13, and again, a couple nice kills here. He's positioned on Catwalk, the only op they have, and it's a perfect call to reposition him there.
Again, a couple of timing questions there in the 2 versus 3 where it felt like maybe HAVU could have had a bit of a lead. But they're going to try and see if they go really fast towards the A-bomb side and trying to see if they can take down A-core. They've dropped Roy and Shush already, so he's alone on the bomb side with the AWP, but this is where he does a lot of great work, and they must know it as well. They've got to be a little bit worried once he gets going. Shooting him through the box is always a good idea, and now a grenade on top, but they're not trying to peek the corner, and they're a little bit worried that someone might be flanking. You would tell they're already checking for it. They got plenty of time if they actually can make their escape, but they got to be careful. Where's that bomb? Is all the way back in T-spawn. So
yeah, this seems like such a... I guess it's a fake, or they turned it into a fake, but it just ends up feeling like a half-assed attack of that bomb site where they didn't really want to commit, so they've actually lost some players and bled them away into a 3-on-3, and there's a chance for recovery here for Mad Lions. This is going to be a powerful position.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of went into that A-ramp.
Zori can still get caught.
Yeah, he can absolutely, and he's making some noise, right? They wanted to escape, but they lost just 1 player too many. Their pull-out game wasn't that strong, Jason, and
that's the kind of game you want to be very strong.
Well, the consequences could definitely be
long-lasting.
Long-lasting and noticeable. 15-10. A little bit of a flank here for Bubsky. He's already been spotted, but lucky to be alive. Now he's going to set up with a grenade to try and force Sori into a slightly more awkward position. Nice peek from Acor, and again, if Sori could have stayed at that corner, he could have punished that, but the Molotov made sure that wasn't going to be possible. Acor again just running close. He wanted that shot. Did he actually hit him? He didn't. It was Bubsky instead, but that will be 16-10 as Mad Lions will claim victory on map number 1.
Yeah, Acor, the power upper, the ace, the follow-up round over at the B bomb site, picking off them during a fast B strategy. He just took control once he switched over to the CT side. We said he'd probably have more impact, and he proved us right. Shout out to Acor.
He's amazing. You have to love it. We're going to be back with map number 2, so stay with us, and it's coming up next.